Well, this ain't working. What the hell, it's black. How about now? Hey guys, this is Keith with KJ Aquatics, and I don't know what the deal was a minute ago, but anyways, it's working now. Cool, man. Anyways, I got a box in of plants today, and a lot of these are going to the show this weekend. I'm actually going to be in. I told you guys about it the other day. I was looking for my piece of paper, but I'm going to be at the NEC Mega Auction this coming Sunday. So if you're in the Connecticut area or a few hours outside of that, come by and see us. It's in Windsor, Connecticut, at the Hilton. I don't know the address. I talked about it last week. I was looking for my piece of paper that I had here from last week. But anyways, if you want more information, follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/KJE Aquatics. Yes. Also, if you guys have a specific question, if you could do the @ sign and then @KJE, it highlights it, and then I actually can see it better. I meant to mention that before. I always forget because I don't do a lot of these. But if you have a specific question to anybody in the chat, if you do the @ sign and then their chat name, it'll highlight it. So I could actually, it'll point it out. Hey, what's up, Joe? I'm on my way to work. I'll have to watch tonight. Have a great day. Well, thanks for popping in and showing support. Peace. And Andrew C., thanks for coming in. I see other eight other people lurking. Thanks for coming in. Anyways, before I get to the box, I posted this on Facebook the other day. Actually, yesterday because it just came in, but it's not really exciting for most, but it's pretty cool. We got new labels made up for our botanical ditty bag here. I talked about these on the last stream. I actually opened up a bag, went through what's actually in the bag, but we had labels made up better than just stuff we print off of our our home printer, our regular black and white printer. So pretty cool. Hey, Amber. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get into the box. Again, a lot of these, I updated the website that reflects current inventory. But a bunch of this stuff here is going to the show. So if you really want it, message me right away and I can hold it back and not take it to the show. So, I ordered a bunch more than what's in this box. The nursery was just, they shorted me a bunch, not because it was on purpose, they just didn't have it. But first up, the most exciting thing, 2-inch net pots. So yeah, we do sell them, but I also use these and I pot a lot of our own plants. Next up is a big bag of hornwort. So if you guys don't know what hornwort is, it's a super easy plant. I don't suggest using this plant for a nice aquascape tank, but if you're a fish breeder or you're keeping ponds or tubs, this is the cat's meow for a breeding tank and a pond or a tub. If you want to put it in your regular tank, that's more than great. It's a really good oxygenator and it grows fast. So with that being a fast growing plant, it also helps maintain water quality, which reduces algae also. So next up is, this is Egeria najas. All right. This is an Anacharis species, but it's actually the legal variant in our state. You have Alodia densa, and then you have Egeria najas. This is the small leaf or narrow leaf Anacharis. This one is legal in 99% of the states. Alodia densa is illegal in probably 75 to 80% of the states nationwide. So we don't even mess with the Alodia. All we do here at KJE is um, sell, grow, trade Egeria densa. So, what's up, the nano guy, Wink Master? Crystal, are you going to the NEC auction this weekend, this Sunday? If not, you ought to check it out. All right. Next up is Bobitus broadleaf. So this has turned out to be a pretty popular plant. Easy plant. They also call it the African water fern. You grow this very similar to Java ferns. So you wouldn't bury the rhizome. You would attach this to wood, rock, or decoration, same as Anubias or Java fern. So this is Bobitus broadleaf. Pretty nice. Again, it does look similar to a Java fern. Same type of conditions. Pretty easy plant. Next up is a big bag of Brazilian pennywort. A bunch of this is going to the show, but I will keep some back because this is a bread and butter plant, meaning I sell a lot of it. Brazilian pennywort, super easy. I float it. I personally don't plant it in the substrate, but you can. But what I suggest is just floating it is what I do. Just when you get it, it's bound up in a rubber band here. Just cut that rubber band, take the rubber band off, spread out the stems gently, and then just let it float atop your tank. Oh, you're going to miss a good one. It's going to be a big, big auction. What is your opinion on placing a mosaic plant in an aquarium? You need really high light. If you're going to do mosaic inside, you need like really bright light, or it's not going to do well. It's probably going to die. So that's my opinion on that. Mosaic needs highlight. I've tried it inside, different lights personally, and didn't have good luck with it. But putting it in a tub outside with Mr. Sunshine above it, and it explodes. So, hey Jenna, how's it going? Oh, there's my buddy. What's up, Tommy? My nemesis. Call me Pickle Lips. That's all right. All right. Next up here, I just went over Bobitus broadleaf. This is regular Java fern. So really common in the hobby. Very popular in the hobby. So that's why we get it, and that's why we sell it. Easy plant. Again, with all fern types, you're going to want to just attach this to wood, rock, or decoration, not plant the rhizome in the substrate. Right? You could attach it many ways. I've talked about this before. You could use super glue. You could use cotton thread. I do not suggest fishing line monofilament. Some people use that, but I've actually used it in the past a long time ago and had fish get hung up in it, and they didn't fare too well. So, and I've heard other war stories about it. So, Boot Cats, what's happening? Dennis, hello. Just a reminder, if you guys have a question, if you can, just do the @ sign and then our name, and it'll highlight it and I can see it better. Mr. Jones asks, how long till you fill your pond tubs for the season? Oh, I got at least another month and a half, 2 months, Greg. I might flip them over soon, kind of maybe when the snow breaks, and flip them over and let the rain start, help filling them up. So I get some softer water also. So, but as far as putting fish out there, plants. No, the nursery did just release this past this past list that I got out from one of my main nurseries. They, for the first time this season, they put up the pond plant availability. So I may order in some pond plants and keep them indoors. Just put them underneath a shop light or overhead light with a tray with some water. I may do that because last year a lot of the plants that are really popular, by the time it was warm enough up here in our zone, they were already sold out for the season. So I may get some of the different taros and stuff. So they're really popular, easy plant, look great in your tub. So any species of taro's like if you look them up, there's a bunch of different color variants, but they get this big fat elephant ear. Looks really cool. So, all right, microsword narrowleaf. So these are just clumps of microsword. So this is a microsword narrowleaf clump. I will pot these up, but that is one clump. So you can see each one of like these little root bases here. That's an individual plant. They just grow really fine. So when you plant these, you could gently pull it apart. The best way to plant these, you need some good tweezers, and then plant the stems individually. You could do little clumps of them too. Just get a clump, 4 or 5 little plantlets, and plant it with tweezers. But using your fat fingers to plant these, you can do it, but it's easier with tweezers. So, Alishan, I put some plants out in separate buckets in April, fill tubs late May after the maple seeds come down. Okay, so that's what Mr. Tom does. NASC, Oink Master, yes, I will be at the NAS auction. All right. Next up, Sagittaria narrowleaf. These are big bunches too. And just to let you know, these here, they'll convert super easy. These ones here have been grown immersed in. I can tell by the length of the plant. Once you start growing these in the water, they'll usually be a little bit shorter. So this is Sagittaria narrowleaf. But another way you could tell with Sagittaria if between immersed and submerged growth is the immersed grown has more of a paddle at the tip of the leaf. Don't let that scare you away from buying these. This is one of the easiest plants to convert. I sell a crap ton of Sagittaria, and it comes in submerged and immersed, depending on what the nursery has at the time. And it grows super easy, converts super easy. So when you see people on social media say never buy immersed grown plants, they're blowing smoke up your rear. So don't worry about that. Most plants from the nursery are grown immersed. It's the way of life. So, all right. Next up, dwarf water onions. This is one of my favorite plants. Super easy. They get the name from the base here, so you get like a nice onion bulb, right? When you plant these, try to plant just the roots, maybe a little bit of the bulb base, but don't bury the whole bulb. It's not going to do as well. When you buy these, I suggest you get more than just one. So get a few of these. They do best for me in a shallower tank, and they will flower. This will produce a nice big flower that grows above the water surface. So this is dwarf water onions. Really nice. So anyways. Next up, this is Italian Vallisneria. These don't look so hot. And they really don't. I'm gonna take these off the website. I have some on the website, but these look terrible. It's not always, peaches and cream. But if you could see that these leaves are like really yellow. Um, so the other plants look great. Again, that's why I do these live unboxings. But I'm not happy with the Italian Vallisneria. This is also called Vallisneria spiralis. But these are really, really yellow looking. So I'm gonna set these aside, take a picture of it, send it to the nursery. I don't like those. So. These are just the net pot sleeves. So again, we do propagate a lot of our own plants. So when I pot them and I ship them out, they'll go in a plastic sleeve along with the bag that they go in. Next up is this is Water Sprite Indian Fern. This is the one I prefer over lace. So there's two different species of water sprite, lace and Indian fern. This is the one I prefer better. I have some, Geek Boy. I have some in stock already. But this restock, again, this is just restock. We got plants. We have plants all the time. And Italian Vallisneria, which is also Vallisneria spiralis, which is actually a straight val, is very popular. So I order it every week, Geek Boy. And again, this is just a restock, just to add on to what we had. But I already have some. All right. So if they want to order some, there's some on the website. Next up is, I'm just trying to read chat while I'm looking at my plants too. This is a Sigonium species. Just the nursery just sells them as arrowhead assorted. Um, you cannot submerge this plant for too long. You can submerge it for a few days, a week maybe, but this plant will grow bare root. You don't need any substrate, but just growing above the water. So I have this growing in a bunch of tanks, just with the roots wet, similar to how you would grow pothos or lucky bamboo. This will get really tall. So these are just small pieces, and you get like a really nice, cool leaf. That's where it gets its name, the arrowhead. But they come in different color variants. Some are variegated. You can't really see on the camera here. And then I have some in here with like a pinkish color. So if you could see, you probably can't. The camera sucks. But you'll get some pinkish color variant in the leaves also. But we sell these as a terrestrial plant. You can grow them in your tanks, but again, don't submerge them. Just grow them with the roots wet at the top of your tank. If you do any terrariums, paludariums, vivariums, or anything like that, it's an excellent plant for that too. So it was. Yeah, tell CoralWorks to hit our website up, Jenna. If you think about it, because we have it, we always have it. Except these look like crap, so I'm not gonna sell this batch, but I have some already, already growing. This actually looks awful, so I'll get credit on that. The nursery's really good. Uh, I've been dealing with them for a long time. I just got to take a picture of it and email it to them, and they'll give me credit on the next order. So I'm not really worried about it. Just it's part of the game. Stuff happens. Again, everything we get. That's why I like doing the live unboxings, because you see it as I see it, and it's not always glamorous, good stuff. More times than not, it's good, or else I wouldn't be doing this. But sometimes you get crap. All right. I got a bunch of potted plants in here because these are actually going to the show. So these are all Anubias. I'll just open a couple. These are just potted Anubias, random species. This is actually looks like minima. So this is Anubias minima. Different potted ones. I don't even actually know what they all are. They just say they didn't use individual tags. Sometimes they'll tag these with the species, but here it just says Anubias species. This one here actually looks like this looks like a small Congensis. But I got a bunch of these. They're going to the show. And let's see what else I got. Some potted red Wentai. We always have different color variants of Wentai in stock, but I just got some potted ones to make it easy to retail at the show. So this is red Wentai. Again, most all of these potted plants are going to the mega auction, but I'm not going to auction them. KJE has a table there. We're a vendor. Just going to pull out some random plants. One of my favorite plants here. This is Crinum calamastratum. So we have a few of these on the website. Should throw that in there. Different Crinum. A few of those will go to the show. Dwarf Sagittaria. So this is the dwarf variant of Sagittaria. Super easy plant. Dwarf Sagittaria, when people are low tech, low light, and they want a carpeting plant, Dwarf Sag is what I usually will recommend when they ask me. Sorry guys, a lot of these are the same. So I got a whole nother layer in here. Oh. Cryptocrine Wentai tropica. Look this one up. Google this one. You really like, once it grows out, you really like the look of this one. But this is another Wentai variant, but it's the Crypt tropica. It gets a really nice looking, like bronze colored leaf, and it has like a hammered, like dimple to the leaf too. All right. So a lot of these are just going to go back into this box, and I'll just keep a wet towel over the top. That's all they do. So they wet some newspaper and some cardboard. All right. So I got some swords here. This one is not on the website. I can tell you that right now. I don't have this one listed on the website. It's a nice sword too. This is Red Flame Sword. This one's not on the website. But if you want one, I could hold a couple back. But you got to message me like right away. This has nice variegation, variegated reddish, greenish, speckled leaves. So this is a Red Flame. I usually don't stock this one, but I brought some in for the show. And I'm going to show you another one that I brought. And, these are the Kleiner bar swords. So these are nice Kleiner bars. Pretty nice plants. Sorry. This is a Kleiner bar. Look this one up. This is one of my favorite ones. This one is on the website. So you can check it out there. But that's pretty much all I got for variety. Again, if you want some Red Flame swords, you're going to have to hit me up right away. If not, they're all going to the show. But anyways, I got to get some of these wet, and I got to repackage that box so it stays moist until the weekend. they'll be perfectly fine. A lot of people ask me how long plants can stay out of water. They can stay out a long time as long as they don't dry out and as long as they don't freeze. So you keep them moist and you don't let them freeze, and they could last for a long time. I've shipped plants a long time, and I've had plants get lost in transit for a week, 2 weeks, and usually they're good. Not always, but usually. I don't recommend it, but you know, 2 to 3 days in a box is no big deal. So, but thanks, Jenna. Um, but yeah, that's kind of all I got. I didn't get like a huge variety, but stock is updated on the website, kjaquatics.com. If you don't know, we sell way more than plants. Also, if you're new to our channel, we sell a lot of fish food, um, Fritz Aquatics medicines, and water conditioners, um, sponge filters, ton of botanicals. We probably got the biggest variety of botanicals um, compared to just about anybody else in my trade. So, um, huge amount of botanicals. So even if you don't use botanicals in your aquariums, if you use them in your vivariums, terrariums, or with your reptiles, we got them for them also. So, and the prices are pretty good. I appreciate it, Jenna. Alishan. What's good? My kratom from Keith is growing insane. What's up, Shane? And I'm glad it's doing good. The Crenum calamostratum is probably my favorite overall aquarium plant. To me, it looks the coolest, and it's pretty easy. Some people think it's a hard plant. It's not. So if I can grow it, most anybody else can grow it. So I don't do anything difficult. I don't inject CO2. Um, I don't really have highlight, and I don't use any fancy substrate. I just use Thrive fertilizers and basic substrate. So most of my tanks all have pea gravel in them. Some of them have Eco Complete, but Eco Complete is a lot of the Eco Complete I bought. Um, I originally thought it was good, for plants. It's okay because it holds nutrients, but it doesn't. It's just because it's like porous. It doesn't benefit the plants any more than pea gravel does, basically, um, in my opinion. So that's my view on it. But again, so I don't consider Eco Complete a fancy substrate. It just costs more. Did you get water spray? Yes, Rita, we did get water spray. I think I updated the website. If I didn't, I gotta go back to the computer. But I did. Right here, I'm looking right at it. I got probably 10 bunches of it. It's all here. So I did get water spray. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and log off because I got to get credit on these valves that came in that look pretty sad. Um, but other than that, you guys have a good day. Peace.